once again, everybody, and welcome to Holt Fieldhouse as we get set for first serve. It's Carson-Newman and Newberry squaring off for the 50th meeting. Carson-Newman has won 7 in a row against the Wolves and will try to make it 8 straight here tonight. Carson-Newman coming off of a loss last evening, swept at home for the first time since 2018. It had been a long time since Carson-Newman was last swept at home. That was at the tail end of the year here to Lincoln Memorial. Carson-Newman will try to bounce back, and they'll need Julia Wheeler to do so. This is a battle of 2 of the top attackers in the conference. Natasha Bannister, number 6 in black, leads the league, 3.7 kills per set. She racked up 14 in the first meeting. Julia Wheeler just on her heels, but coming off of a season low, 4 smashes last night. First time these clubs met, Wheeler made no mistakes. 26 kills, a monster evening for Julia. Well, let's see, can Carson-Newman come back and battle back into this contest against Newberry and put the loss from yesterday on the back burner? Or do the Wolves come out of here and find a way to come up with an upset win over the Eagles? They have not beaten Carson-Newman since 2017. It was a 5-set win at Newberry. The last time the Wolves won at Mossy Creek, you got to go back to 2016. I'm not 100% sure what the issue is right now. I don't think that they like the stool setup that Newberry has to our left-hand side, which is interesting of all the things that you could be worried about before the start of the match. It's the stools. Well, we're ready to lock and load. Homecoming weekend underway. Carson-Newman swim with a monster effort already today. They're in attendance this evening. That was down in Knoxville at the University of Tennessee, and Abby Hildenbrand leads us off. Brex tested early. Backside set. There's Bannister. Barton plucks it, and Carson-Newman handles the first swing by Bannister, but the issues from last night persist. Into the block, a swing. McMahon, the middle, gets her hands on it, and Newberry takes the first point. Carson-Newman blocked 6 times in the opening set an evening ago. 1-0 the start for the Wolves. This ball goes into the net. I don't think Bannister got all of that one as it goes into the net, and she kind of shook her hand afterwards. It might have hit the right-hand side at the bottom near the palm and really didn't get much on it. So that will send Wheeler back. Back-to-back conference offensive player of the week laurels in her back pocket. Set goes to that left pin. It's swiped over, picked up by Wheeler. Hildenbrand wants Kieran. Out of bounds. Kieran, 6 of her last 9. She has produced double-digit kills, including 10 on a 259 hitting clip when Carson-Newman took down the Wolves in 4 sets earlier this season. But she hits it out of bounds here. Eagles with 2 errors early. Hildenbrand gives it up Weaver, but it's plucked by Avery Webb, the setter. Right side set into the block. Popped into the air by Olsberger. Left-hand side and a block. Carson-Newman rings the bell. Weaver and Kieran combine with the high hands, and Carson-Newman equalizes it 2 apiece. Take a look at this rejection. It's all Kieran on that right side. The Carson-Newman team leader in the category, one of the best in the league. Gets her hands up there to reject it, but Weaver was there. Those 2 ultra difficult to get by. Barak's challenged, and this will not even get over. Eventually it falls to the ground. Officially, that'll be a service ace. And a 3-2 Carson-Newman advantage as the Eagles go on top for the first time in this match. Skylar Weaver heads back to serve. Carson-Newman leading by a point. They won in 4 sets when these clubs met on October 15th, 2 weeks ago. Weaver lost it. Knuckler, Barak's challenge, but that's a much better pass to the middle. Dinkins is stuffed. Zoe Dinkins, one of the best blockers in the league, gets a taste of her own medicine. And Carson-Newman has expanded the bulge to 3 unanswered to a 4-2 margin. And Weaver will head back to serve. Skylar will loft it on up there. Katy, Texas native. And another ace. Carson-Newman, one of the best ace clubs in the country, has now won 4 unanswered. and a couple aces in that sequence. Entering the weekend of play, Carson-Newman had a team total of 198. That was 6th most in the nation. 5-2 the lead. Bannister overpass. Hildenbrand has to play it on the overpass. Now Kieran off of 1 foot. Another overpass. Sherry can't put it away as it ricochets off of Webb's chest. Sherry this time will tap it. Bannister covers. Left pin, tapped, pinging around. Kieran over, trying to dunk it. It's still loose and a free ball sent over. Carson-Newman adjusts. Hildenbrand, Gay, into the corner. 5-0 spurt by the Eagles, and Carson-Newman finding a good rhythm early and forcing a timeout from Coach Ross Kessler. Eagles off to a good start, answering the bell after being swept by Anderson last night. And this play by Carson-Newman. Look at the dunk attempt from this right-hand side by Olsberger, but Carson-Newman wise to it, and Ella Gay officially puts it away. Scores from around the league. There are 2 finals already in the conference. Lenore Rhine blasts Catawba 16, 21, and 13 in sweet fashion as the Bears improved to 10-2 in conference play, rebounding from that loss to Carson-Newman last Tuesday. Taylor Prawl led the way. She had a dozen kills, 18 digs. One of 2 players in Bears history with 1,000 kills and 1,000 digs in her time. She hit 345, and the team hits 206 to take down Catawba. Anderson rebounds in a big way, pummeling Lincoln Memorial. Despite needing a 28-26 second set, they blast them in the third, 25-10, to sweep the Rail Splitters. Anderson hits 370 in the match. Jalen Grimm, 14 kills, hitting 500. Paces Todd Hayes' crew, and those are finals. Queens is at Mars Hill in the first set, and Limestone is at Tusculum. Likewise, opening set play around the conference, and that is your action here on this Friday evening. So send Skylar Weaver back. She's been great on serve. Eagles on a 5-0 burst. Lead it by 4. To the middle. It's tapped into the air. Dinkins. Backside set through the block. Wheeler. Sherry, this is really close to the tape. Her punch was blocked, then lofted over by Gay. Webb picks out the left pin, and it's off of the Carson-Newman block by Taylor Hall, who had a really nice match the first time these clubs met. 13 kills at 201, and that puts a halt to the 5-0 Carson-Newman burst. But Carson-Newman is taking control, and now Olsberger serves. To the right side, Kieran, high off the block. Webb picks out Hall again, and they're going to call a ball handling error here on Avery Webb, the junior out of Florence, South Carolina. After Carson-Newman was swept last evening, the Eagles have come out with a nice flourish here this evening. Fans piling in here to Holt Fieldhouse. Very nice crowd for tonight's contest. Floating serve to the back row. Webb. Off of the block goes Taylor Hall. 7-4. Opening set play. And now Hall heads back to serve, the sophomore out of McDonough, Georgia. And Carson-Newman will be whistled for the violation on what will in essence be an ace. Probably officially in the stat book will go down as such. Last night, Anderson had 9 aces, no service misfire. They were great in the service game. Carson-Newman struggled. Near side set, Sherry punches at it, and we're going to get a net violation on Blake Cherry. And just like that, 3 unanswered by the Wolves. 7-6 is the tally. Carson-Newman clinging to that 1-point edge. 3 unanswered by Newberry as Hildenbrand with a little no-look shot over her shoulder with the right hand puts an end to that 3-0 burst, and the Eagles back on top by a deuce. Look at this play here. Tight to the tape, no look. Bannister had it clip her hand, otherwise it was flawless execution. And now Cherry will serve. Pass comes to the 10-foot line. Outside set, Bannister climbed the ladder, but Rohr there to pluck it. Right-hand side, Wheeler across the floor. Webb goes for a back row attack from Hall. Absorbed by Cherry, who has to send a free ball to Barex. To the middle, Dinkins is stuffed. Nobody covers for Newberry. And Carson-Newman sees its lead back up to 3. Well, Zoe Dinkins has been one of the best blockers in the country the last couple years, and she has been stuffed on a couple occasions. That's Julia Wheeler's doing from the left pin. And Cherry again serves. And a shanked pass, and Carson-Newman's ace game adding up. That's 3 of them, and the lead goes back to 4, matching a set high. 10-6, Carson-Newman on top. Newberry led 2-1. Since then, the Eagles have answered thanks to that 5-0 burst. Barek sends Webb after it, then Bannister soars through the air and is able to use the right claw to swipe it through the block, and it's a 3-point differential. Bannister, really talented player. She's hitting over 200 as well on the season. Graduate, transfer out of West Florida. And you go from the pristine beaches of Pensacola up to Newberry. No disrespect to Newberry, but that's a tough change. Is Wheeler. What a powerful swipe that was. Well, that's a pleasant sight for Carson-Newman. The strong swipe from Julia Wheeler from the left pin through the block, and no chance for Hall in the back. 11-7. Eagles on top. Hayden Barton serves into the net. Well, been a little bit of that feast or famine for the Eagles, but that's just their first service error of this one. 3 aces for the Eagles. 11-8. And a jump floating serve, clips the tape. Hildenbrand to the right-hand side, Weaver. Pops it into the air, Hildenbrand back to the left side, Wheeler. The right-hand side floated into the net. That'll be a misfire by Newberry. Well, the Wolves struggling to find a rhythm. They've committed 4 attack errors, 3 kills, hitting negative here early. Carson-Newman not much better, 3 kills, 3 errors. But the service game has been flawless. Bannister from the right-hand side. Look at the little off-speed pitch. Eagles keep it alive. It's a pretty good set. Kieran can't put it away. Olsberger to Barton. Hildenbrand picks out Kieran. That's inbounds in the corner. And Carson-Newman ahead by 5, their largest of the day. 13-8. Carson-Newman trying to find a way to pull away in the first. Good diving play there by Barton, and then the right hand to Hildenbrand, and Kieran taking advantage. Right side set. Knuckler towards Hildenbrand. Now Kieran swinging from the right-hand side. Bannister will give it over to Barton. Now Wheeler another chance. Barex gets a piece. Webb tracks it down, and a free ball from Olsberger. Right side, Kieran off of the block. Webb gets a piece, Barex. Bannister off of the block. Cherry with the answer. Hildenbrand sending it over. The setter, Webb, clears it. And then out of bounds. That was close along that back line as Olsberger hits it too far. 6-point margin. 3 unanswered by the Eagles. And a really, really good start for Carson-Newman, ringing the bell after getting swept at home for the first time in 3 years last night. Webb to the middle, out of bounds. McMahon on the misfire, and a timeout from Ross Kessler. 4 unanswered by Carson-Newman. Timeout Newberry. Kessler out of TOs. Step out for a break as well. Carson-Newman doing everything right now. The diving effort of Barton. And the Eagles lead it by 7, 15-8 in the first. Well, it's a great start for Carson-Newman. Eagles, despite hitting .045, have 3 service aces. Carson-Newman has a trio of blocks as well, and Carson-Newman playing really, really good volleyball right now. Trying to round it into form with the attack as well. On top by 7 in the midst of a 4-0 burst. Hildenbrand, Tess Barax, overpass. Wheeler pounds it on the ground. Carson-Newman doubling up Newberry thanks to the overpass, and Wheeler in fine form crushes it to the surface. 5-0 sequence right now by Carson-Newman. Barax, the libero with a roll shot to the middle, and it pounds off of the hands of Hall in the back row. Weaver puts it away. Well, now Carson-Newman's attack starting to find a rhythm. Eagles in that opening matchup in 4 sets, 63 kills. Hildenbrand very short. Good pass though by Barax. Bannister finally gets a chance, and she says not so fast. Let me show off some of my skills. So after a 6-0 scoring run, Carson-Newman finally concedes a point. Makes it 17-9 here in the first. Bannister serves it. Pass goes towards Hildenbrand, and now Wheeler will get a little punching swing on it. Outside and a left-hand tap, Hildenbrand. Barton will pop it up outside, Kieran off of the block. Bannister from the back row. Sherry picks it up. Hildenbrand will give it to Wheeler. Bannister with a good bit of handwork, and then tipped out of bounds. Newberry wants a touch. The official standing right there says not at all. 18-8. Carson-Newman on top by double figures. Eagles hitting 125. But it has been 7 attack errors by Newberry. They've only scored 9 points. Right-hand side, off of the block. Barton goes to gobble it up. Right-hand side, Kieran through the block. Carson-Newman soaring right now, 19-9 is the margin. And Wheeler again serves. Backside set off of the antenna, and Elizabeth Ober, the junior from Houston, makes the mistake. This was a 11-8 match, and this is a 9-1 run. Back row attack, Bannister keeps it in bounds, and that stops the bleeding for a moment. Gets her teams into double figures. Bannister 3 kills, she's hitting .333, so she's carrying her weight. And so much pressure on her, averaging 3.68 kills per set, number 1 in the league. Barax serves. Barton with a good on-target pass. Hildenbrand gives it up. Weaver keeps it in bounds along the sideline, and Carson-Newman just cruising right now. This is a 10-2 sequence, breaking open what was just a 3-point edge into a 11-point bulge. Skylar Weaver once more serving. Weaver will flop it on up there. Barax shanks the pass up into the seats. Another service ace. That's 4 aces for Carson-Newman in this set, and I think Weaver has 3 of them. 11 of the last 13 to Carson-Newman. Newberry with no answers right now. And here's the serve from Weaver. Bannister on target with a pass, swiped on over by Webb. Now Sherry trying to get going, and she sticks it in the net. A lot of work and a big uphill climb here for Newberry. In the opening set, Carson-Newman hopped all over Newberry in the first meeting, winning the first set, but the Wolves came back to win the second. Hildenbrand goes backside. Kieran off of 1 foot, plops it to the back. Tapped over, basically a free ball. Hildenbrand to the middle. Ella Gay off of Bannister's sliding hands. Carson-Newman. Another point as the sophomore Gay puts it to the ground. 12-3 burst. Carson-Newman in cruise control. They've had 5-0 and 6-0 sequences in the set and are routing the Wolves. Bannister just taps it. That's an easy play for Rohr. And a back row attack from Wheeler is another kill. Julia Wheeler with her third. She's hitting nearly 400, and Carson-Newman is 1 point away from putting this thing away in the first. 24-11. And it goes out of bounds on the serve. So for the time being, Newberry hangs around. Eagles looking to bounce back. They've done that so well this year. Hildenbrand on the slide for Gay. She taps it. Barex got a piece, and it doesn't work out for Newberry. And Carson-Newman cruises in the opening set. Eagles dominate 25-12 in the opening game. Carson-Newman pulls away. They close out on a 14-4 sequence, and the Eagles take the opening game 1-0. Carson-Newman in control. They'll try to go ahead 2-0. When we come back, Eagles on top through a set here on the Eagles Sports Network. When these teams first met this season, Carson-Newman had 4 service aces. And the Eagles' offensive attack was the dynamic source. But in this matchup, already 4 aces, and Carson-Newman limited Newberry to a minus 091 hitting clip in the first. And Carson-Newman will try to go ahead 2-0 here in the second. A free ball sent over and out of bounds. Well, Newberry led 1-0 and 2-1 in the first set. Eagles responded with a 5-0, later on a 6-0, and capping it on a 14-4 sequence to win the first. And the Eagles on cruise control now as Wheeler stuffs it in the net. And back to serve. Once more goes Taylor Hall, the sophomore out of McDonough, Georgia. Hildenbrand will give it up. Weaver diving, one-handed snare by Webb. Hall from the back row, out of bounds. Well, if Newberry doesn't get that in order, going to be a long day for him. How about the first time these teams met? Newberry in the opening set, 18 kills. They hit 349. Since then, hitting negative against this Carson-Newman club. Carson-Newman's defense has really made adjustments from the opening set these teams played this year. Weaver on serve. Pass goes for Webb. Right-hand side and out of bounds. And just nothing working right now for Newberry. Attack errors adding up, and Ross Kessler is looking for some assistance from that bench. He's made a couple changes along the front line and just hasn't found the right answer. And a serve coming up. To the back row, Barex. Now Bannister through the hands of Weaver. Cherry saves it. Wheeler tried to keep it alive with a punch, but won't be able to do so. Eagles doing a little bit of boxing, but not enough power to get it over the net. 3-2 edge. Julia Wheeler, 26 kills, the first time these clubs met. And a jump floating serve, picked out by Cherry. To the middle, off of the high hands, Gay. Outside, Bannister trying to get going. Wheeler there with the answer. Diving effort by Hildenbrand and a free ball to the back row. Right-hand side, Olsberger out of bounds. Carson-Newman gets the point in big appreciation to the effort by Abby Hildenbrand. So a 4-2 Carson-Newman lead. Some of these hustle plays that Carson-Newman just didn't make last night are coming to shine right now. Taylor Rohr back to serve. Out of bounds. That was a high sidewinding affair. That was just a tad too much. 4-3 the margin in the second set. Carson-Newman leading it a set to none. And a shank pass and a service ace from Olsberger. Left-hand side, Sherry goes out of bounds. And Newberry is back on top for the first time since the opening rallies of the opening set. 5-4 the differential. And Olsberger doing a good job on serve, and of course, just as I say that, she stuffs it into the nylon. Terrific weekend of action. Homecoming, Carson-Newman hosting a Mars Hill team that's firmly entrenched in the playoff picture. Lions playing great football against Carson-Newman, looking to win its first football game of the season. And then Carson-Newman women's soccer hosts Limestone and the men's team. That's a primetime matchup. Carson-Newman men's soccer against 11th ranked Limestone tomorrow at 7:30. Swat goes out of bounds on the attack error, and Carson-Newman back on top 6-5. If Carson-Newman men's soccer wins tomorrow, it's a regular season trophy. Eagles could still win it with a draw and would need help if it was a loss to Limestone, as the Saints come in 2 points behind the Eagles at the top of the table in the South Atlantic Conference. Great action tomorrow. Glad you're tuning in and locking in with us here this evening. Fourth tie here in the second set. Carson-Newman and Newberry tied at 6 after the Eagles blew out the Wolves in the first. Wheeler had to backtrack, and not a good set. Eagles a little bit out of sorts there. Carson-Newman dominating the opening, 25-12, much tighter so far here in the second. Bannister, very short serve. Hildenbrand gives it right back to Wheeler. Bannister covers the attack. Now Hall from the left pin into the block, kept alive. Rohr keeps it over with a right-handed effort. Dinkins taps it. Hildenbrand for a back row attack from Cherry, but she puts it in the net. So I'm sure Ross Kessler would like to say that the ball doesn't lie there as it goes into the net. Thought that perhaps there would have been an issue with Carson-Newman's effort, but I think he's satisfied with the discussion that he has with the official. 8-6, Newberry's largest lead of the day. Hildenbrand will give it up. It is Wheeler. Bannister, outside set and left-handed, or left-pinned effort. Wheeler, that's a tough cut across, but she gets a kill. Hall got her hand up there and probably shouldn't have. Julia Wheeler ends a 3-0 burst by the Wolves. Carson-Newman leading it a set to none. Take another look at this play. Barton with the effort, and then Wheeler with the hand to get it across the floor, and Hall touched it as Barton sends this ball out of bounds. Carson-Newman's lack of consistency has been a little bit of a problem this season. And here in this second set, 1 kill, 2 errors. It has not been a good day early here in the attack. Weaver changes that as she pounds it off of the noggin of Bradley, knocking her over. What a swing out of the middle by Skylar Weaver, knocking Bradley to the ground. Star that moment. Another big-time effort from the middle and Skylar Weaver. Hildenbrand serves. See if the Eagles can maintain that momentum. Left pin Hall off of the block. Kieran kept it alive. I can't believe they didn't call a violation on Kieran. And then it's punched to the ground by Skylar Weaver, and Carson-Newman wins another frenetic point. I thought they'd call a violation on this touch. It ricochets off of the body of Kieran. I think it hit her body twice, but the official never made the call. I think Ross Kessler was thinking that that should have been 4 touches on Carson-Newman. They don't make the decision, and Carson-Newman takes advantage, deadlocking the tally at 9 apiece. Eagles and Wolves battling back and forth. 5th tie already. Left pin, Hall taps it over. Weaver with a poke. Now Kieran. What a great effort on her backside, Olsberger. Then Wheeler. Bannister doing a good job. Backline doing a pretty good effort here for Newberry on this sequence. Hildenbrand picks out Kieran from the right side. Barex gets it into the air. Nearly hit a light bulb on the far sideline. Then Bannister with a roll shot flying through the air. Wheeler off of the block. Bannister a punch. Aided over by Webb. Right side, Kieran taps it. Finally, things settle down. Newberry trying to put it away. They can't do so. Maybe not the right call from Webb there. Wheeler through the block this time, and Julia Wheeler with her 5th kill and gives Carson-Newman a lead. 3 unanswered by the Eagles, and Carson-Newman's on top. I thought perhaps maybe a wrong choice by Webb that basically gave Carson-Newman a free ball. And the Eagles take advantage. Webb decides to set Hall this time around. Sherry giving chase with a lunging right-handed play. Wheeler off of the block. Bannister out of the back row. Tapped over by Webb. She does it again. Kieran makes her pay. Taylor Kieran with her 5th kill. Eagles have won 4 straight and are on top by 2 in the second. And Ross Kessler's having a lot of chats with his setter right now, Avery Webb, as he take another look at this swing by Wheeler and company and the tap over. And the kill from Kieran. Ball goes over. Wheeler taps it back. Back row attack from Bannister is out of bounds. And 5 unanswered by the Eagles. Timeout Newberry. And Carson-Newman once again with another surge. 3rd 5-0 runner better in this match. Eagles on top, 12-9 in the second, ahead 1 set to none. Can they keep it rolling and get some photographic moments? We'll find out next here on the Eagle Sports Network. After Newberry was able to surge ahead and take a lead here in this second stanza, Carson-Newman has rattled off 5 unanswered and has swelled the lead to a 12-9 margin here in the second set. Eagles won the first 25-12. Looking to bounce back after a loss. Carson-Newman has only lost back-to-back matches twice this season. Every other time they've lost, they've responded with a win. Eagles with a block. Ball will ping around a bunch. They'll need 4 or 5 touches before it finally goes over the net. Carson-Newman another point, and 6 in a row by Coach Tiernan's crew. Hildenbrand back to serve. 11 assists and 6 digs already. Hall through the block. Hildenbrand kept it alive. And a free ball coming over from Abby Hildenbrand. Webb will go outside for Hall. Block was late. Hildenbrand punches it right back over the net. Bannister from the back middle. Kieran from the right side. Bannister gets it into the air. It stays alive. Look at the alertness from Hall to keep it up. And then a free ball. Wheeler, little half, 3/4 swing. Poked over the net. Barex. Webb gives it back. Hall another chance. Great handwork by Wheeler. Kieran, a free ball. Barex. Long rally. Hall. Barton sends this to the middle. Wheeler off of 1 foot. Diving play Hall. Back row attack Bannister. Barton sliding stop. Wheeler again. Hits it into the block. Eagles keep it alive. Wheeler has to stand and hits it behind the antenna for an attack error. That is her first attack misfire of the match, and it puts an end to a 6-0 Carson-Newman run. (13-10). Carson-Newman on top. Wheeler will tie her shoe and make Webb think about this serve out of the Kings Academy in the Palmetto State. And Carson-Newman looking to win an 8th consecutive match against the Wolves. And then 4+ years since the last time Newberry took down a Carson-Newman club. Webb jump floating a serve. Picked up by Wheeler. Hildenbrand will give it up outside. Kieran taps it to the back row. Punched outside. Hall that time able to put one down. That was a really, really nice swing from Hall and a tough ball to control. Back-to-back points for the Wolves. And having to watch that ball sail over the top of her shoulder, she was able to pummel it off of the Holt Fieldhouse hardwood. Hildenbrand gives it up. Julia Wheeler off of the block. Covered by Hildenbrand. Now Kieran from the left pin puts it through the block, and it pings off of the net into the ground. 14-11. Take another look at this swing. Kieran, who's been all over the front line this season, put it right through the block. Unable to control it was Newberry's crew over there as well. Bannister hasn't gotten a lot of chances on the front row. Team can't side out frequently enough. Taylor Adams into the match for the first time, rolls it over. Right-hand side, Ober finds some empty real estate between Carson-Newman's right-hand sideline to put it to the ground. 14-12, Carson-Newman leads second set. Ahead 1-0 here against the Newberry club, in which they've lost 5 total sets in the last 4 years. Hildenbrand to the middle. Weaver, she pings another ball off of the ground. Great effort from Skylar Weaver as she's starting to see her numbers add up. That's 5 kills now for Weaver. 15-12. And Weaver heads back to serve. Really good night going right now for Weaver. She has 3 aces. Go along with those team high 5 kills. Bannister's on the front row. She doesn't get this chance as Ober taps it over. Weaver sends it over the net. Now Bannister gets a shot. She gets blocked. Kieran and Ella Gay on that sideline come up with a big swat. Really good work on the right-hand side by Kieran. And now Skylar Weaver will head back to serve. Carson-Newman on top by 4. Rex. It's Bannister again. This one's off of the chest of Wheeler. She can't control it on a hard swat. The 2 best attackers in the league link up there, and it's Bannister that gets the better of Wheeler. Just the 5th kill of the night, though, for Bannister. Hasn't really been a terminating evening. Two clubs have combined for just 27 kills here midway through the second. Kieran adds to that tally as she drops it in along this left sideline. Since Newberry led 9-7, Carson-Newman outscoring the Wolves 10-4. On top by 4. Bannister's pass to the right-hand side, Ober into the net. Never made it over, and it's an 18-13 score. And Ross Kessler cannot find an answer right now in terms of his attacking options. Bannister 5 kills. She's the only one that has not made more mistakes than kills. Bannister tried to dunk it, and just as I say that, she makes a mistake. 19-13, 3-0 run, 12-4 for the second time in the match. Timeout Newberry, chance for us to step out as well. Eagles on top by 6, looking to go ahead 2-0. We'll find out if they can do it when we return here to Holt Fieldhouse on the Eagle Sports Network. Carson-Newman has won 12 of the last 16 points. Eagles on top by 6 in the second, looking to go ahead 2-0. Ball ricochets over the net. Now tap to the middle. Zoe Dinkins hits it out of bounds. 4 unanswered by Carson-Newman. Eagles are on top by 7. A 13-4 scoring burst right now by this Carson-Newman club. Really taking advantage. Bannister's pass. Ober off of the block. Adams can't adjust her body in time to get there. That stops the bleeding right now for Newberry. But the Wolves have put themselves in another big deficit. 6 points is the lead for Carson-Newman. 2014. And a jump floating serve from Olsberger's way out of bounds. Lead is up to a touchdown. And an extra point. 21-14. Well, Carson-Newman looking to go ahead 2-0. Eagles 4 points shy of being able to get to that margin. Eagles have led 2-0 10 times this year, 9 wins. Back row attack and pretty much a free ball, but Barton had a lot of ground to cover. Now Wheeler, Barex, the overpass. Wheeler steps up again. Dinkins this time gets the block. There's the aforementioned prowess that Zoe Dinkins has. Right around 2 blocks per set for her career. Just a potent force, and you see her rise to the top there and press over the net. Right side, Gay off of the block. Webb wants to give it up. Hall. Very pretty set on going to the outsides, and Julia Wheeler gets her chance on this left pin and drops it in. 22-15. Eagles on top in the second. And Hayden Barton heads back to serve. Newman's service game has been pretty potent so far. Right-hand side, Dinkins. It was blocked by Carson-Newman. And no. Wow, I thought they were going to call a point for Newberry. Now I'm confused, and so are the officials. Dinkins tapped it over. Wheeler poked it to the ground. And I don't think it ever hit Dinkins on the way back. And they're still trying to decide what the call is. They still haven't officially said a call. The officials are having a conversation through their walkie-talkies. See if they come up with something. And now they do. And I think they get that one right. Wheeler went over the top of the net, poked it to the ground. It went out of bounds. He was the last one to touch it. Dinkins never had a hit off of her body, and it makes it a 6-point differential, 22-16. And Dinkins serves. Hildenbrand to the middle, and Weaver. Set comes to the middle. Hall hits it through the hands of Rohr. And Newberry starting to find a little bit of a late flow here in the second stanza. Newberry, though, still hitting negative. Minus 093. 7 kills, 11 errors in this set. They have yet to hit positive. Wheeler off of the block. That one goes out of play. Julia Wheeler, another one, as she tries to rack up some of those kills. That's number 7 for the redshirt sophomore from Murfreesboro. 23-17, and Abby Hildenbrand heads back to serve. Hildenbrand had a good service rally early. Olsberger barely handles it. Bannister has done the majority of her damage from the back row. Right side, Kieran. Barek's a good piece. Olsberger sets up. Bannister again. The league leader in kills. Still can't buy one as Carson-Newman's hustle saves it from Barton. Backside set. Picked out of there off of McMahon's play. Kieran. Outside set, Hall. Barton picks it up. Long rally here. Wheeler, Bannister, overpass. Wheeler gets blocked by Webb. It's poked. Barek sends it over. Kieran right back over. Now Wheeler tries to dunk it. Hall picks it up. Tapped, out of bounds. No touch from Carson-Newman. Well, that's just giving Carson-Newman a point. And as good as Carson-Newman's front line has played, Newberry has made some inexcusable mistakes. They have given Carson-Newman 20 points, and the Eagles have won 49. Back row attack from Bannister. Hildenbrand plucks it. Right-hand side, Kieran. Bannister once more. Set point for the Eagles as Hall off of a block. Barton there to get it. Right-hand side, Taylor Kieran. Bannister on the overpass. Wheeler will step back for it. Now Weaver. Overpass again. Weaver punches it off of the block. It hits the ground, and Carson-Newman is ahead 2-0. Eagles cruise late, using a late burst in the second to take the second stanza. Eagles ahead 2-0. They'll try to wrap this thing up when we come back and pick up a sweep and an 8th straight win over Newberry. Weaver taking advantage, and the Eagles will try to close this thing out when we come back here on the Eagles Sports Network.
What you do is you give one to your boyfriend, say candy's dandy, but with kisses you don't gain weight.
Welcome back to Holt Fieldhouse. Carson-Newman cruising in the opening 2 sets. Newberry has not led by more than 2 points. Eagles have dominated with massive scoring runs in the last 2 sets, and the Eagles on top. 2 sets to none. And the serve on the Eagles side, a good block, but Hildenbrand got a piece, and now Kieran sends it over, and it drops in. Along the sideline for out of bounds. And Carson-Newman takes the first point. Well, let's see if the Eagles can close this thing out and make quick work. Carson-Newman with 6 sweeps on the year, looking for a 7th. Backpedaling in the new libero is Bradley, as the right-handed swing from the right side by Harrelly. Back row attack, Bannister. Well, Coach Kessler's made some adjustments. Wheeler with a punch, diving stop. Look at Bannister, great play. Hall stepping around to it. Hildenbrand, right side, Kieran off of the block. Bradley strides to it. Ober plops it over. Wheeler will get a chance. Out of bounds. They do call a touch on the Wolves. They called a touch, and Ross Kessler, and nobody for Newberry saw that. Nobody other than a couple officials saw the fact that the line judge to our right-hand side called the touch. And Abby Hildenbrand heads back to serve. Into the air it goes. Outside Hall, into the netting. They say Carson-Newman got a piece. Ober pokes it. Barton flies it into the air. Kieran off of the hands of Bradley as she couldn't avoid it. Carson-Newman's won 3 unanswered to start the 3rd. Leading 2 sets to none and trying to close out the Wolves for the 40th time in 50 tries in the all-time series. Hildenbrand to the back row. Back row attack, Bannister. Wheeler. That's inbounds on the far sideline, and it's 4 unanswered to open the 3rd. Carson-Newman trying to put no doubt here in the 3rd set. Julia Wheeler, after a season-low 4 kills last night, leads the team with 9 tonight. Ober into the net, 5 unanswered by Carson-Newman. 4th time in the match the Eagles have hit a scoring run of at least that many. Unanswered points. Newberry trying to find an answer as Hildenbrand serves. Webb. Bannister tried to just throw it and hits it into the net. And all of the mistakes happening right now for Newberry. Timeout Ross Kessler. And he just has nothing. No answers right now. Newberry 22 errors, 12 kills. I mean, that is, you're not going to win ever with those kinds of numbers. You have given a team that has won 56 points, 22 of those 56 by attack errors. Carson-Newman does have 5 blocks, but I mean, 22 errors, that is a ridiculous amount. Scores from around the league. Queens takes the first set at Mars Hill, 26-24. Jordan Johnson and Lindsay Elmore and Allie Johnson all lead the way with 7 kills apiece against that Mars Hill club. Tusculum lost the first set against Limestone. Pioneers 12-1 in the league. Limestone's 4-8. Tusculum could be in the driver's seat for a regional hosting bid. And they're in a dogfight right now in the second, ahead 24-21. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. Amaya Burrows leading the way for the Pioneers with 10 kills. 7 of them for Madison Williams to lead the way for the Saints. Finals, LMU was swept by Anderson and LR swept Catawba. Those are your scores from around the league here this evening. And Carson-Newman is trying to wrap up a 3-set sweep of its own. (6-0). Eagles dominating the 3rd set. 25-12, 25-17, set 1 and 2 victories. Pass comes to this sideline. Bannister from the back row, a little short off speed ball. Kieran from the right-hand side hits it off the block. Hall can't locate it. And it's 7 straight from Carson-Newman. Eagles finding that scoring rhythm here in this set. And a whistle and a rotation miscue on Newberry. 8 unanswered. This is the second longest scoring run of the season for Carson-Newman. They had a 10-0 scoring stretch earlier this year. As this ball goes out of bounds, so that matches the longest scoring run, or second longest scoring run of the year by this group. That 10-0 run was at Trevecca Nazarene on September 21st. Eagles had an 8-0 run against Queens on September 11th. Bannister out of bounds. It's been a frustrating night for her, much like what we saw from Wheeler last evening. Bannister 5 kills and 5 errors for a player that entered play #1 in the conference in kills per set. Into the air it goes, to the middle. Herlihy again. Barton can't handle it though. Well, you really do have to highlight the work that Carson-Newman has done against Natasha Bannister. 13 double-digit kill evenings in her last 15. She had 2 contests of 20 plus. She's hitting .207 on the season, but hasn't found a rhythm yet. Dinkins tries to win that joust. Bannister again. This time she does put it away. Back to back for Newberry. Still trailing by 6 and in a massive hole here in the third. Eagles winning the first 2 sets, looking to put this thing away. Bradley heading back to serve. Olivia, sophomore from Pace, Florida. Cherry launches one down the line. Well, Carson-Newman's attack starting to find a flow now. 6 kills on 13 swings without a misfire in this set. Carson-Newman finding that rhythm. Cherry with her first kill of the night. Weaver from the right-hand side. Bradley's pass way over to the sideline. Bannister skies it. Hall sends it over. That's going to be a ball handling error too. Did not hit that ball cleanly with both hands. Probably would have been better served just to hit it with one. 11-3. Carson-Newman doing to Newberry what Anderson did to the Eagles last night. Weaver once more serving. Just over the tape. Pass to the middle. Dinkins. Well, when she's been out there, she's made an impact. Zoe Dinkins, second kill. She's been a part of a couple blocks as well. And an 11-4 Carson-Newman lead. Newberry ever had something in its back pocket to go on a run, this would be the time. Hildenbrand will give it up for Cherry. And she picks a perfect spot on the floor. Can't ask for anything more from the freshman out of Cookeville. And a 12-4 lead. Just a great overall effort there, and Cherry swings it around the block. And now Rohr back to serve. 12-4, the Eagles on top. Outside, Bannister climbing the ladder, and that is what you would expect from one of the best attackers in the nation. Look at the athleticism and the spurt ability with the right hand. At 6 feet tall out of New Zealand. Bannister the kill. 12-5. Cherry plucks this ball to the middle. Ella Gay sends it out of bounds. Back to back for Newberry. This would be a heck of a comeback for the Wolves, trailing by as many as 8 on a multitude of occasions here in this third set. Bannister again. Looking to avoid being the one-man band, trying to get some help. Who's going to take over on the front row? Dinkins. And a violation here on Webb. Well, it almost looked like our lead official tonight twirled his head around. That is Jeff Klein. Didn't want to call it, but was forced to because of the mistake by Webb. 13-6. Pass to the 10-foot line. Webb from the back row. Bannister off of a touch and a point to Newberry. (13-7). 6-point differential. And Dinkins serves it up. Right-hand side, Gay gets blocked. Hildenbrand sends it over, and then it's dunked. How about Herlihy? Back-to-back for the Wolves, and it's down to 5. Well, you got to credit Newberry as a club. You get smacked in the first two, but they've rung the bell and still have a good emotion and poise out there on the floor. Wheeler off of the block, unable to be handled by Olsberger in the back. And when Carson-Newman has needed points this season, they turn to Wheeler, who is in double figures for the th time this year. Nearly an ace. Webb was able to handle a low ball. Hildenbrand gives it up. Weaver again. Little left swipe there. And a kill for Skylar Weaver. 7 kills, 15 swings. She's doing it all for the Eagles. 3 assists, a couple blocks, a couple digs, and a good night for the sophomore from Katy, Texas. Punched over by Webb. Barton gives it up. Abby Hildenbrand, a rare attack in this match, and she drops it in. 16-8. Carson-Newman has responded with 3 straight points to get the swell back up to 8 for the 5th time in the set. Carson-Newman has hit this threshold. Barton, a good serve. Hall. Back row attack. Bannister ran into Olsberger. Didn't get a good swing on it. Wheeler does get one. Bradley with a great effort. Bannister got a piece. Nearly went in the hoop, and it falls to the ground. 4 unanswered for Carson-Newman. Good hustle by Bannister and company, but Carson-Newman has stretched this thing out to a 9-point lead. Largest lead of the day for Carson-Newman is 13. That came at the end. Well, now I think they might have to make an adjustment. So they're going to replay that point, actually, since it hit the hoop. So it's still 16-18. So subtract those stats from your stat book. Back row attack, Bannister. She finds a little empty space in the back row. So Carson-Newman's lead down to 7. So that's a 2-point swing right there on that. And that's a tough one for Carson-Newman because there's no way Newberry is getting that ball over the net. Webb. Cherry overpass. Dunk to the ground by Hildenbrand, though. That ball was almost all the way over the net when Hildenbrand was able to reach above at 6 feet tall, the senior from Parker, Colorado, and nobody for Newberry was aware. And that's one, as a player on the front line, you got to be aware of where your setter is. Webb, right-hand side, Herlihy running the slide. Now Kieran from the right side. Bradley gets it into the air. Back row attack. Bannister hits it into the net. Carson-Newman now with that 9-point lead at 18-9, doubling up the Wolves. This is a 5-1 sequence by the Eagles to get this thing up to 9 points. Back row attack, Bannister. Weaver with a good play to poke that into the air. Barton, though, free ball. Webb to the middle. Herlihy blocked by Weaver. Solo rejection. Skylar Weaver doing it all tonight. Having a wonderful evening of volleyball. Eagles lead it by 10. Hildenbrand to serve. Carson-Newman on top by 10, looking to sweep this match, and Hildenbrand trying to get maybe a little cute there. Go a little short. Sends it into the net. 19-10. Carson-Newman will yet again dominate Newberry. This will be an 8th straight win. And the 4th sweep in that stretch is Weaver, another ball that she demolishes. Skylar Weaver, 8 kills. She's hitting .500. Big time night for Skylar. And with Julia Wheeler with 10 kills, Carson-Newman's up to a .236 hitting margin. Right side set, Ober off of the block. Finally drops one in. Well, you got to credit Newberry for the adjustments that they've made here in this set. Finally more kills than errors in a frame. But still trailing by 9 and hitting negative .062. To the middle, Weaver again, picking out some empty space. Skylar Weaver, 9 kills. Carson-Newman leads it by 10, so she won't get a chance to get it into double figures for the 3rd time in the last 4 matches. At least one would assume that she wouldn't, as she's serving from the back right now. But her service game has been on point, 3 aces. And this one straddles the net. Webb was true to it. Bannister slaps it off of Carson-Newman's block. I thought it was touched. They say it's a point to Carson-Newman. I thought Bannister hit it off of Carson-Newman's block. Well, Ross Kessler, I mean, your team is losing, but boy, the officials have done you no favors. At least that would be what it would appear in this match. Weaver out of bounds. So Newberry will live to fight for a few more points here. Great night from Weaver. Wheeler, Weaver, and Kieran combining for 27 of the team's 35 kills. They've made just 3 errors on the night. Hildenbrand kept it alive, but not legally, as it hits with a right hand. Over the net, trying to save it. Adams can't handle another tough serve. And Wheeler swinging on it, gets a kill out of the back row. That's 11 kills for Wheeler. And that might have been her easiest one of the night. Just running up to it and using the right hand to poke it on over. Can't get much better than that. Roar to serve. And she promptly tests the freshman out of Centerville, Ohio. And Hapner, and a kill from the right-hand side for Newberry. Eagles need just 2 points. 23-14. And Bannister serves short. Barton picks it up. Now Gay running the slide, but she had to work around Taylor Rohr, and Carson-Newman out of sorts that time around. 23-15. They were trying to get Taylor Adams out of the back row service receive game. And bodies were out of sorts. Adams does get tested, and it's a perfect pass. She gets it back, but a violation on Carson-Newman, and that takes a highlight away from Adams. Well, this official certainly does like his ball handling errors, as Newberry has won 3 unanswered. 23-16. Glad you're with us tonight. Michael Watchering with our great crew here. Wheeler, Hildenbrand, give it up. Adams into the block, but it's out of bounds. And Carson-Newman will get to match point. 24-16, and a chance to put the finishing touches on an 8th straight win against Newberry. And it's the freshman Adams to serve out of Covington, Georgia. Sliding to it. A good serve in terms of velocity, but out of bounds. 24-17. So they'll take Adams out of serve receive now that she's in the back row. And it's Cherry that comes on. Chance to bookend this one now for Carson-Newman. Dinkins serves. Hildenbrand to the right-hand side. Gay pokes it over. To the middle now. Flop to Hildenbrand. Barton will give it up. Abby Hildenbrand off of the block. Nobody can find it. It hits the ground. And Carson-Newman captures it in straight stanzas. Eagles dominate the Wolves tonight. Carson-Newman wins its 8th in a row against Newberry. Haven't lost to the Wolves since 2017, and Carson-Newman rebounds from a loss against Anderson last night to earn its 7th sweep of the year. Weaver dominant, 9 kills, 529 hitting clip. Wheeler with 11 kills. And Carson-Newman cruises to a sweep for the 7th time this season. Eagles improved to 9-5 in conference play. And Carson-Newman will look to try to keep that mojo working when they head on the road next week at LMU on Tuesday night. Enjoyable match here this evening. Carson-Newman wins it. Full recap highlights coming up for you on SeenEagles.com and our social channels, CN_Eagles. Hope you check out with us there. For our entire crew tonight, camera operators Helen Rader and Brianna Witt. Our director was Gary LaPrairie. Replay director was old man Richard Martin. I'm Michael Wattreng signing off for now. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. We're on the air at 2 o'clock with the AEC Tailgate Show. Carson-Newman football in action against the Mars Hill Lions. We'll talk to you again then as the Eagles sweep the Wolves 25-12, 25-17, and 25-17 this evening. We'll talk to you again on these very channels for the Eagle Sports Network and a great crew. Michael Wattreng saying so long for now here on the Eagle Sports Network.